Woman's body found on Arnorsville Beach. Tutor concerned schools will not be ready for additional students this February. Beach hours extended. And in sport, local sports club disagrees with Sport Ministry's safe zone for sporting activities. Good evening, I'm Patricia Nicholson-Richards. Thank you for tuning in to Tobago Updates News for Wednesday, 26 January 2022. The body of missing 30-year-old Vanna Girard was found about 4 miles off shores of Arnorsville Beach, Plymouth today. Police informed the media that Miss Girard, who is from Valsayn, Trinidad, went missing on Tuesday after she left her aunt's villa located in the Arnorsville area. She was clad in track pants and a sweater. Police Superintendent Rodel Kirk said the police were on the beach from 9:30 a.m. today when the search for the missing woman was launched. He said a group of persons who volunteered to help took a boat and they found Gerard's body about 4 miles away. The body was brought to shore where she was identified by relatives.
This morning, we conducted a search in the Arnorsville area. We saw a few persons who were willing to assist, so they took a vessel, fishing vessel, and went out in the waters, and just about 300 meters offshore they saw a body floating. Well, it wasn't confirmed until the body was brought ashore. Our relatives identified it as that of the missing person.
Superintendent Kirk explained that although there may be bruises on the body, this was not unusual for drowned victims.
All cases of that nature, an autopsy would be performed. We can't see whether in fact that, of course there were some abrasions on the skin, but we can't say, well, we know persons found in the sea, that is something not unusual, but an autopsy is to be done to give us a confirmed cause of death.
He added that officers of the Shervan Road Police Station and Homicide Bureau of Investigations will assist with the inquiries going forward. Not all stakeholders are pleased with the efforts being made for students in Forms 1 to 3 and Standard 5 to return to physical classes. The Ministry of Education announced that preparations are underway for those students to return on February 7th. Here's more.
February 7th, students in Forms 1 to 3 will be returning to physical classes for the first time in almost 2 years since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Those students will be allowed on the compound for a minimum of 2 days per week and on a rotational basis as determined by principals. Uniform requirements will be relaxed, particularly the regulations for shoe colors. Standard 5 students will also be returning from February 7th to March 29th. The SEA students will be allowed in school between 8:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. 4 days per week. The Division of Education, Research and Technology continues to meet with stakeholders towards the return of students to physical classes. They are working to ensure they can assist principals in the preparation of schools in the best way possible while forwarding proposals to the Ministry of Education. Tutor Tobago President Braden Roberts appreciates the conversation and is working along with the agencies to bring students back to school.
However, the schools need to be sorted out to accompany or to welcome persons onto the compound. That aspect of the conversation has been neglected by the officials, by the ministry, and also by the Division of Education.
Roberts says deteriorating infrastructure at many schools has been a concern voiced continuously.
It's no secret that there are a lot of parents who are not looking forward to this physical call-out. And there's that unease of parents, students, and teachers not knowing how safe they are while they're out there intermingling.
He is hoping that cordial conversations between the division and tutor bears fruit soon, especially the infrastructural concerns.
So we give them the time to get on board and get with the issues. Eventually, all the talk has to stop and actions have to overtake that.
Meanwhile, the Parent Teachers Association have expressed their support for the return to physical classes. All they are asking for is that schools are ready and safe to accommodate students. For Tobago Updates, I am Candice Jackson.
The Division of Education, Research and Technology is admitting that repairing schools in time for the return of students is a challenge. The Ministry of Education earlier this week announced that all students in Standards 5 and Forms 1 to 3 will return to physical classes on a rotational basis. At today's Post-Executive Council media briefing, Assistant Secretary Orlando Kerr said schools are not in the best state.
I understand the concerns, and as was mentioned earlier, we have an aging infrastructure. In addition to which, these buildings were closed for almost 2 years. There wasn't any vacation repair program last year, which is the period during the July-August we would do most of the repairs to schools.
With limited funding available, they are prioritizing what repairs are to be done first. One priority is ensuring students have the necessary furniture.
That process is ongoing. We have identified the numbers because we would have gotten the information from the principals through the school supervisors, and we are in the process of securing the furniture for both primary and secondary schools.
Schools will be sprayed for pests before February 7th, and all materials to ensure proper sanitization will be provided. Meanwhile, Assistant Secretary Kerr stated that work will continue after February 7th.
But what we are aiming to do is to ensure that every school has the basics, so that lighting, electrical, and water, plumbing, up to date and so on, and ensure that the environment is safe and clean for our students.
Assessment for the full scope of works are still ongoing, but Kerr estimates the final cost will be well over $17 million. Now on to the latest COVID-19 figures. Over the last 24 hours, 50 new cases were reported. This takes the total active cases to 582. There are 33 patients in the hospital. One new death has been reported. The Division of Health said the deceased was unvaccinated. Total deaths are now at 226. Meantime, the Division of Health says Tobago's COVID-19 testing capacity will soon be expanded due to the generous donation of 15,000 antigen test kits from the Pan American Health Organization and the World Health Organization. These test kits arrived in Tobago on Friday, 21st January. The division said the commitment for this donation was made at a virtual meeting on December 15th, 2021 between Health Secretary Dr. Faith B. Israel, PAHO's area representative, Dr. Erica Wheeler, and key members of their respective teams. Dr. Israel said, quote, "This is a significant development for which we are indeed grateful. These test kits will increase our testing capacity and ultimately improve our COVID-19 response on the island," end quote. We'll take a break now, but coming up next, a few more hours have been added to the opening time for beaches. Stay tuned.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Welcome back. Reef and dive tour operators have described the Prime Minister's decision to extend beach hours to 6 p.m. as an excellent move. However, one dive tour operator is looking forward to the full reopening of the beaches.
Beach hours have been extended to 6 p.m. The announcement was made by Health Minister Terence Singh at the Ministry of Health's press conference today. Singh said hours for reef tours and similar activities have also been extended and the changes will take effect next Monday. He added that this development came out of recent talks between Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and the Chief Secretary Farley Augustine.
That from Monday, 31st January, that is next Monday, beaches in Trinidad and Tobago will be open from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. This will also extend to reef tours, swamp tours, and other like activities, but with a 50% capacity, and we urge no partying, no alcohol, and so on.
Singh further cautioned the public against liming on the beaches after they close at 6 p.m. Meantime, reef and dive tour operators are pleased with the extension. Dive tour operator Alvin Douglas told Tobago Updates that the extended hours will benefit the tourism industry. However, he said he is looking forward to the full reopening of beaches and marine tours since a lot of activities, including bioluminescent tours, occur after 6 p.m. in the marine space. Public Relations Officer of the Buko Reef Tour Operators Association, Michael Frank, also commented on the extended hours.
I am very happy that the beach hours is extended till 6 p.m. At least it gives us a chance to actually go out and do some good work. And not only that, it gives the traveling public of Trinidad and Tobago and the world a better chance to enjoy Tobago nature. This is an excellent decision from the Chief Sec and the Prime Minister. And I'm looking forward to working till 6 p.m.
And Derek Chong of Undersea Tobago said no mention was made of diving, so he prefers to wait for the amended public health regulations to ensure that the green light has been given for diving operations to resume. For Tobago Updates, I am Gail Thomas.
Minority Leader Kelvin Morris is appealing to the Executive Council of the Tobago House of Assembly to avoid terminating employment at all costs. Morris stated in a press release that he received calls from several persons indicating that their contracts were either not renewed or terminated. Last Friday, a document circulated indicating that a certain position within the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development was no longer needed, and the employee was terminated with immediate effect. Morris stated that it is unfortunate and disheartening that within COVID-19 times, the new administration's strategic goals include the termination of employment of single parents, many of whom are already burdened with bread and butter challenges. He urged the PDP-led Executive Council to put people before politics and to treat all residents of Tobago fairly, regardless of political affiliation. Tobago Updates reached out to Secretary of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development Trevor James for comment on the matter. James said a statement will be made on Thursday regarding the terminations. Significant dieback is currently occurring in the Petitru Lagoon located within Tobago Plantations Limited. Environment Tobago says if urgent action is not taken, every important wetland will perish, affecting all marine life. Here is reporter Candice Jackson with the details.
The previously thick, lush, healthy growth of mangroves in the Petitru Lagoon is now diminishing. Dead trees lie on the blackened earth, and sunlight shines brightly through areas that were once dense. PRO of Environment Tobago, Sean McCoon, says it is bad.
We've noticed that the death and the degradation of this mangrove ecosystem has accelerated, and it's absolutely terrible when you think about it.
Mangroves are a crucial part of wetlands. They help protect coastlines from rough seas and storms, and they are the nursery for most marine life. When mangroves die, fish, crabs, sharks and rays no longer have a place to breed, while shorelines will be washed away in stormy weather. Environment Tobago believes pollution and sargassum seaweed are contributing factors.
The influx of sargassum and it's settling in the mangrove ecosystem amongst the root system. It actually causes rotting, and the continued rotting of the sargassum contributes. That serves to degrade or degenerate the mangrove.
This phenomenon called dieback has been observed since September. Environment Tobago alerted the Department of Environment in the THA since then.
In terms of the previous administration, I have not heard or seen any action on this.
The NGO also tried making their own interventions.
We were actually pushing to have a mangrove cleanup and restoration program. But this has since been halted because we were not able to access the necessary permissions from the Tobago Plantations Limited.
Tobago Updates contacted Company Secretary and Operations Manager of Tobago Plantations Limited, Leela Gibbon, for comment. She denied reports that the mangroves were dying and said all seems fine in the lagoon. These shots were taken inside Petitrew Lagoon on Tuesday, 25th January 2022. Gibbon did say they work with the THA to monitor the health of the mangroves. Tobago Updates also contacted Secretary of the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development, Natisha Charles Pantin. She stated that the issue at Petitrew is not new, and officials from the Department of Natural Resources and Forestry and the Department of the Environment will soon conduct a site visit to evaluate the situation. Charles Pantin added that any action will be based on sound research and analysis. She is, however, committed to ensuring environmental matters of concern are treated with paramount importance. For Tobago Updates, I am Candice Jackson.
Coming up next, sport with Marcus Daniel.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards to
Welcome
a top
to Tobago
story.
Update Sports. I'm your boy Marcus Daniel. Thank you.
Trinidad and looms
and remains. When
the public is
nobody lives here.
Oil and gas exploration continues to affect the livelihood.
Spearsides Marine
in Tobago fishermen.
When will the
Sion Francis
hospital be fully functional?
Of the 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. window
at
the island
treasures like the Golden
continue
Waterfall
to rise in Tobago.
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's Sportscast. I'm your host Marcus Daniel. Thank you so much for joining us as we get into the beautiful world of sport. Well, starting this evening's Sportscast with news of track and field. Tobago's Mercury Athletic Club is not in agreement and does not support the Ministry of Sports and Community Development's Safe Return to Sport proposal. Here's more. On Sunday, the ministry announced that the Safe Zone Return to Play proposal had been approved. National governing bodies and sport serving bodies will now be able to host sporting events and execute sporting activities for fully vaccinated athletes, coaches, officials, and administrators at specific sporting facilities. However, in a release, the Mercury Athletic Club said the move is counter-progressive to the continued sport development, athlete development, and full participation for all interested persons. The club noted that they have already suffered for approximately 2 years adhering to the stringent lockdown measures, and many have lost opportunities to further their careers through university scholarships, livelihoods, and interests. It said its vaccinated athletes, coaches, administrators, and parents have found a way to peacefully and safely function with their unvaccinated comrades. The club is of the view that vaccine mandates and safe zone policies continue to forge an environment already rife with segregation.
The club recommends a position that upholds the strict application of established protocols, inclusive of physical distancing, sanitizing, etc. The new public health regulations took effect on Monday. Certainly going to keep an eye on that one. Moving into some road running, where long-distance runner Elvis Turner is set and ready for the 40th staging of the Trinidad and Tobago International Marathon. The 26.2-mile run sprints off at St. Mary's Junction, Freeport, to the Queen's Park, Savannah on Sunday. Here's more in this story. Turner is the lone Tobago-based runner to be selected among 40 participants who will face a starter owing to pandemic restrictions. All other participants must run a virtual race and upload their respective times. Turner told Tobago Update Sports he is delighted to be back in action.
Well, I feel great about it. That will be my first race in a long while. And I'm hoping to go and do my best, come out in the top 3 and represent Tobago.
The 42-year-old said he has never stopped training and will be aiming to produce a better finish than his 10th place position at the last international marathon.
I've been training right through the year since the COVID began. Never stopped.
Turner, who has over 20 years experience in long-distance running, said he has a few more practice runs before he enters Sunday's race.
Well, I have 2 more runs, which is tomorrow. I have a 4-mile, and on Friday I have like a 10 to 20 minutes jog, and that will be it for the weekend until Sunday.
As is customary, the half marathon and a 3.1-mile distance will also be contested. Those competing virtually must track their distance covered via special running apps and upload their respective times to the Trinidad and Tobago International Marathon's website. Good luck to Elvis on a Sunday. I wish him all the best in that 26.2-mile run. All the best, Elvis Turner. Wrapping up in some news of football, while Tobago's under-17 female footballers are hoping that they will be selected for the upcoming CONCACAF tournament. They have been hard at work trying to get into tip-top shape. We have more in this story. Preparation continues for the Tobago girls under-17 footballers at the Dwight York Stadium. The girls are preparing for the CONCACAF under-17 tournament set for April. Manager and coordinator of the Tobago training program, Carol Percy, told Tobago Update Sports the girls are in good shape and she anticipates Tobago getting its just due.
I can't say how many expected to be picked, but Tobago hopes to get its just due. I must say that so far the girls have shown themselves. COVID has done little to them in terms of their abilities. It's more working on their fitness and so on. So we should get a good number of girls on the team going forward, hopefully.
The 21 girls have been under the watchful eyes of Coach Corbin Cooper since last December. The national coaching staff are expected to visit Tobago next month to have a look at the Tobago players. Once again, good luck to our Tobago footballers. Really good to see that they have been given the opportunity to address the national selectors. Good luck to them and, of course, the management. Well, that's all we have for you in the beautiful world of sports on this beautiful Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Tobago Sports Update. My name is Marcus Daniel. Back over to Patricia for more news.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Hi Trinidad and Tobago, my name is Blacks. I have a lot of comorbidities, suffer with my heart, lungs, my kidneys. I went to my doctor and find out if it was good for me to take the vaccine, and she said yes, and here I am. Please, I'm begging you, I'm begging my fellow Trinbagonians, please take the vaccine. Hi DJ, play a tune. Oh gosh, man, your belly. I'm just a stranger in a crowded place. Me and me cooler and we did.
Vaccinate today, live tomorrow. Kindly sponsored by NLCB, Desalcott.
So we could fit and celebrate.
The financial status of the Tobago House of Assembly will be revealed when the House convenes tomorrow. Chief Secretary and the Secretary for Finance, Trade and the Economy, Farley Augustine, will be making a statement in the House. There will be no debate on the matter. This is in keeping with Augustine's commitment to reveal to Tobago the status of the THA's finances and a budget of sorts for the rest of the fiscal year, based on appropriations from the central government. The THA was unable to produce a budget in 2021 as the House was not convened due to a 6-6 tie in the Assembly. The plenary sitting is scheduled to begin at 1:30 tomorrow and will be broadcasted live on Tobago Updates, so do stay tuned for that. Tobago's Viewport Supermarket won the Trinidad and Tobago Supermarket People's Choice Independent Supermarket Award for 2021. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Supermarket Association, Rajiv Dipti, presented the award to Mrs. Melanie Hunt, Managing Director of Viewport Supermarket. The supermarket, which has 2 branches on the island, one in Scarborough and its flagship branch in Canaan, has about 60 staff members. The supermarket also shares the award with its Trinidad counterpart, the Price Club, which cupped the Trinidad leg of the award. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine, who shared the stage with the Trinidad and Tobago supermarket head, and Mrs. Hunt, said despite Viewport's progress, they stayed true to the quality of their customer service and never regressed. He noted that an organization's culture can be judged by the way they interact with each other.
You are able to move to dizzying heights when you work together as a family. And that's an important lesson for small and micro enterprises that we can all learn from the Hunt family and from Viewport Supermarket.
He advised other supermarkets on the island to use Viewport's recent accomplishment to inspire and retool.
Let this award also be an incentive to the other supermarkets on the island. You have to up your game now, because Viewport has one up on you, and Viewport is showing off on you today, rightfully so. So let this be an incentive, not to be envious, but to be even more competitive. Drive your prices down maybe, come with some better deals, take the opportunity to retrain and retool your staff.
Congratulations again to the Viewport Supermarket. And that story brings us to the end of our Tobago Updates newscast for this evening. I am Patricia Nicholson Richards. Thank you for tuning in and have a good night.